Hi, my name is Tiffany Davis, and my mini course is called Sewing 101 Where Beginner Meets Stitch. I'm starting off with my instructional design document first to take you through a lot of the structure and organization and brainstorming that I went through to create this mini course and to its development. My mini course is revolved around teaching beginner sewers how to sew. Specifically, my target audience that I am looking for is young adults to adults who have prior to little no knowledge about sewing, but they want to sew. I decided to go with sewing as a mini course because I feel like sewing is a very vital and important skill to learn. Sewing is not just about all the crazy colors and the threads, but sewing is a creative outlet. Sewing can even be a business when it comes into creation of fashion garments. And sewing is just a prompt and skill that you can learn and take heed to when you have a hole in your sock and you don't want to take it down the street to the shop and spend unnecessary money. Sewing can be used in a lot of different ways and areas, and it's just helpful to have a hobby and skill to do. Of course, my target audience, like I stated, was from young adults and adults. But for those who have no knowledge on sewing but want to gain that confidence to start, especially when it comes to setting up their sewing machine and starting their sewing journey, essentially. Here on my IDD, I have my type and my model as well. And going down forward, a lot of my course learning outcomes are surrounded by learners learning how to identify basic parts of their sewing machine and their functions and key components, as well as learning how to properly thread and to properly thread the machine as well. Learning that appropriate sewing etiquette and machinery safety, and also learning how to troubleshoot because in the beginning there are a lot of things that need to be learned. um, Also, when it comes to my sewing course, there are a lot of learning activities. Some activities are revolved around using technology, whether it be engaging in interaction on Kahoot or engaging through the terminology module, but some of them will be hands on. So, hands on is more so when it comes to practice time, guided setup practice time. Hands on is also watching a live demonstration from an instructor, playing around with the machine during practice time, and mixing and mingling with your peers in a safe space. I also have an activity designed for machine parts and their identifications, which students will go through first when they are in the course, essentially. Moving down on into the Addy model, I did choose this model because it does provide structure for beginners. When you are learning any skill, I believe structure and a heavy and strong foundation is important because that guides you through how you are going to get through everything. And because we're working with machinery, terminology, and practice time, there needs to be organization and step by step how to do things to make it easier and to enhance a learner's confidence throughout the course. Moving on into my classroom. When learners first come to the Sewing 101 classroom, they will see, of course, Sewing 101. When you come to the first page, this is an announcement page, which that's how Google Classrooms has it set up. I did have a little bit of troubleshoot issues in the beginning. However, I do plan on still using a different kind of LMS. However, Google Classroom has been really great and easy to navigate, which because my course is very beginner friendly, I would like everything to be beginner friendly as well as safe for students to navigate through of all accessibility and inclusion. Upon a student coming to the classroom, they'll see, of course, the commons, copyright, as well as they will see the sewing one-on-one where beginners meet stitch. It will be an introductory sewing video, which I feel like they should watch first.
Hello, everyone.
Going into classwork, students will see the syllabus first. I did this purposely because being a learner, whether all the way from grade school and up, the syllabus has always been on the first page before you get into the meat and potatoes of work. So I just felt like I needed to follow the tradition. In my syllabus, of course, I have the contact that learners will access and who they will speak to if they have any questions, comments, or concerns. I do have the course learning outcomes again, as well as I do have the course description, which is to be beginner friendly, in person, and students will learn how to confidently and independently set up a sewing machine by identifying key machine parts, understanding essential sewing vocabulary terminology, and etc. Moving forward in my alignment map in my matrix, there will be a sewing vocabulary terminology in the beginning to guide students through what they need, I feel, to learn to give them a strong foundation before they get into practicing on machinery, so they can know what they're touching before they touch it and practice it. We have a sewing vocabulary first, a live demonstration, of course, and then we have a bobbin winding and insertion demonstration, as well as a threading and practice. And then we have troubleshoot and demonstrate to end the course. There are no prerequisites to the course, but I guess if it can be a prerequisite to come with knowing absolutely nothing, but just knowing that you want to learn how to set up your sewing machine and know how to sew. The basic technology requirements, because I intend for this to be in a lab like this one, which is more so where you see a tablet as well as a sewing machine, students won't really have to come with much. If they choose to bring a notebook for extra notes, they absolutely can. But I intend for students to be using a sewing machine most of the time and mixing and mingling with their peers around them and the instructor. They will need a smartphone though, for one of the assignments being a demonstration of bobbin and winding, so they can submit. Now, when it comes to the grading policy, majority of everything is out of 30 points, except for the last assignment being 50 points, because troubleshooting and things of that magnitude can be a little bit difficult. However, I felt as though because of that, all the things they will be learning will give them proper guidance and support up into that point to excel. I did not want to create assignments with high percentages or anything of that magnitude to keep it fair and transparent for a student. I didn't want to create a syllabus that was anxiety inducing or to make someone feel like, oh wow, I did not do good, I'm frustrated, or I cannot go on. I wanted students to be able to progress and to look at whatever grade they earn and say, you know what, I'm ready to get back out there, I'm ready to learn how to do it, and we're just going to go and we are just going to learn and enhance and be confident. Overall, the grade would be good, but the lesson and what they take from it and retention is most important to me. Late assignments, a late assignment will be 1 point deduction. Assignments that are submitted a day or two later will be 3, but no assignments will be 0, of course. I did have dates. These dates are a week from what they are supposed to be doing, when they are supposed to submit the work. However, a lot of this work will be done in class, and I intend for it to be enough time so they can submit this work in class. I did make this PDF version of the syllabus as well, and I wanted to do reasonable accommodations, so a lot of the videos do have closed captions and alternative text for images to support those that are visual and auditory that need the extra support. I intend for all students to be honest. it's going to be in person majority of the time. So with the integrity of being honest as that expectation, I felt as though if a student is not, then they will perhaps be removed from the class. Going through a lot of the assignments that I have right here now, and just the discussion posts. We have sewing terminology. Students are able to open everything up once they are going down in their Google Classroom. And the last, but of course not least, is the bobbin winding demonstration. Students also have a rubric that I will be going off of, out of 30 points again. And they will be required, especially when it comes to the discussion board post, to respond back to at least one of their peers pertaining to what they have learned within that course, and what the answer is to what they are intending and what they did learn for the discussion prompt, which is here. Moving along to the evaluation, my evaluation is a PDF as well. And looking at the evaluation, I would say I did pretty fair and pretty well. My mini course is still developing. I'm still learning a lot within my mini course and trying to figure out how I really, really do want it. And navigating that is pretty exciting. But I would say from what I have gathered, there are a lot of things that I still do need to work on when it comes to organization of my mini course. And just overall, I feel like it's fairly neat and organized. But there are a lot of things pertaining to outcomes and perhaps activities that I would like to add in structure, more structure at least. Thank you for viewing this video, and I hope that my sewing and mini course is of interest. Have a great day.